In the first video, I will tell you a little bit about the difference between just running your app on your computer in development mode and how that is different from how your app is going to run on the internet in production. The idea is to structure your app in a way that it can run in both ways without you having to move around everything and change configuration every time you need to test something. So your app should be structured in a way that you can still keep developing in development mode, but it will also automatically deploy in production whenever you push your changes to your GitHub account, to your repository on GitHub. So there are differences between those two modes of running your app, and I want to explain what those differences are. So when running your app locally on your own laptop, you have this development server. This is your create React app server that runs in the terminal. Every time you program, you develop, it picks up the changes and your browser is reloaded, your app is reloaded, and this is very nice for rapid development. You don't have to like restart every time you make changes. So this is nice. But this development server is not something that will be running in production. This is only for running on your laptop. At the same time, you will have this API you made in Express or some other framework running on Node.js. And this is something we'll keep around for production as well. So this is but this is the setup for running locally. You have your React development server, which is basically just some HTTP server from Webpack running on Node, and then another Node app for running the API. When you put your app into production, the idea is to no longer rely on the React development server. You need some other way to host your React app. You could deploy those two apps, your React app and your backend, as two different apps. I mean, you could host your React app anywhere you like. So your React app is just static resources, just HTML, one HTML file and some JavaScript, CSS and so on. You could upload it anywhere where you can host static files. Any CDN would work. Your API is different. It needs to run on a server that has the capability to run Node.js. So you could run those as two different apps, but I want to make it a little simpler in this series. So I'm going to show you how you can not only use Express for your API, but also use Express as a web server that serves your React app. That way you don't have to like deploy it in different places or as different apps. You can just combine them into one app. An app that is basically Node.js running your Express app. And your Express app implements your API for the backend, but also serves all the content for your front end, your React app. So this is the idea, combining those into one.